Hello! Hi, Sarante! Hi, nerd! We're playing ProtoViolence! It is, I guess, more twink puzzles. Yo! But this is before he became a twink. This is even more child. And it's gonna make me cry. Which is not great considering how tired I still am. Over 2 decades ago, Dr. Iris Kai wrote me a recommendation for an up-and-coming international security agency. At the time, I was overjoyed just to be on track. Get into a growing field early, do good science while the fires of invention are still hot, then dip out with distinction before the coals grow cold. But these days well, let's put it this way. I should try that. The first time my name showed up as a footnote in a cybernetics textbook, I called my parents and invited my friends to dinner at my favorite restaurant. Half a year ago, when I got a write-up in the East Coast Medicine Review, I didn't even open the copy they sent me. So when Iris announced her retirement, I assumed that Inui was a little more advanced than my own. It was a nice party. She was surrounded by friends and coworkers, lauded by her peers and praised by her subordinates. And yet the whole time she looked hollow. Fear of retirement, I theorized. I couldn't have been further from the truth. Stop. The organization I've dedicated my life to has always been at the forefront of cybernetics. The bleeding edge, some would say. They're bleeding alright. We took risks, but it was for the greater good. And we were grateful to every volunteer and veteran that assisted us. And I did not know that was a word. But now they're pushing all the wrong boundaries. Taking my science, in a cruel new direction that I cannot abide. Because the fruits of my research are being used to experiment on children. I cannot fathom how Stop got so far out of hand. But I can find out. I'm not powerless. The architects behind these new programs aren't fools. If I can present a proper case against us, show them the pain hidden between the numbers and the suffering they're whitewashing over in pursuit of percentage points, I have hope that things can still be made right. But that hope is dwindling. I thought I granted peace to the world with my research. Maybe all I did was read the new Nero. Nero? I didn't know Devil May Cry was in this series. Nothing that'll help you sleep. Damn. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. We invent cybernetics to save the world, only for it to be used on fucking children. My honest first impression. This is beautiful. Natural light trickles through the frosted glass, enveloping the courtyard below in a warm, soft glow. From the bridge I'm on, I can even see green. Grass, flowers, trees, an oasis of natural beauty and life. And full of laughing children. I can't help but wonder if I made a wrong turn. There aren't any stark surgical scrubs or hospital gowns, and the air smells clean, not disinfected. But inevitably, my eyes are drawn towards the towering column that pierces the building center. It's a dark monument, one with few doors, no windows, and a very heavy shadow. My skin prickles. What purpose could...
Not lost already, are you?
My train of thoughts grim past is cut short by a familiar husky voice.
Angie, it's wonderful to see you again.
Same to you, Daedra.
As usual, Angie is more formal, but I recognize the warmth in their words. It's been a long time since we talked face to face. For sure. I didn't think we'd get to work together again. But not every career path is a straight line, right? No, definitely not. Happy as I am to be working with you, I was surprised to learn that you wanted to transfer here. I always thought you as married to the craft of cybernetics and nothing else. I was going to say squeamish. I suppose there's more to me than meets the eye. Suppose there is. Okay, freak. Why are you experimenting on children? I understand you're planning to write a case study on the work we're doing here at the YTDI. Funny. I've always been more interested in theory than application. Then again, you've always been a pioneer as well. I mean, it's a new program based on my research. Why wouldn't I observe it? Oh no, I think it's fantastic having you of all people here. Going out of your way to help us improve the YTDI? That's a dream come true for all of us. In fact, no. I don't want to get too deep into discussion on your first day. Your time is valuable, so... How about I give you a tour? Oh, well, I did request one, but you don't have to. No, trust me. There's a lot here. More than we could cover in one day. But we should be able to go over the basics. Places, permissions, practice standards, that sort of thing. And who better to help you find your footing than an old colleague? Alright. Where to first? Awesome. I'm not professional tour guide, but I'd say the courtyard would be the best place to start. I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all. I don't trust her knowing everything we know about the previous game. Or the first game. Lead the way. So that's why there's so much greenery. Of course! We want our trainees to be as healthy as possible, both physically and mentally. And while that might be hard to see on a benefits on an MRI, being around trees and plants really does do wonders for the brain. I think she's evil. For instance, okay. No, Angie, I believe you. Actually, I think I feel it myself. We installed it for all the trainees' sake, but if it helps the staff stay sane as well, that's a nice bonus. That reminds me, you should see the classrooms too. So we take the stairs and go through these doors. Oh, after you, of course. And if we go down this hallway, I don't trust it. I don't trust anything in this game. here? Bit of a walk, isn't it? Must be easy to get lost. I suppose. But you get used to it. Anyway, this is where the trainees get educated. Oh, and what does that involve? Well, we've got all the core essentials. Math, literally, self-defense, and phys ed. Pardon? Physical education. No, I mean, self-defense? Oh, don't make that face. It's not that serious. Gym mats and padded gloves and whatnot. At their age, the trainees couldn't hurt each other even if they tried. And do they ever try to hurt each other? Answer the question, Angie. The world's a dangerous place. Our trainees know that better than most their age. The earlier we teach them how to protect themselves, the better off they'll be. I suppose you're right. Your final will consist of 4 parts. Multiple choice, true or false, a fight to the death, then an essay. Ugh, it's so icky. But it's not all schoolwork and drills. The trainees get to do fun stuff too. I mean, we passed an arts and crafts center just a moment ago. You should see the stuff they make in there. We might have the next Mark Rothlow or Angus Martin on our hands. I nod as if I know who those people are. Fine art was never my favorite subject. Well, I'll have to check it out another time. Yeah, you ought to. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. You want to observe a trainee for your case study, correct? Yes, that's right. Why do you ask? Well, we've got a class going on right now. Should be literacy at this time of day. You're suggesting I choose my case study subject now? Could give you a much better idea of what we do, seeing how the trainees go about their day. Hi, Milk! Hey, yo! Hey, Chucky. I'm sleepy. But it's okay. I'm doing fine otherwise. Hi, Nanashi! Come on, look over here. Don't worry, they won't notice us. They're all preoccupied with writing exercises, it looks like. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. What kind of writing exercises? Aw, thank you. This is a classroom? I've been in medical libraries with more noise. Well behaved, aren't they? You can thank the core curriculum designers for that. Bye, Milk. Our trainees are showing a 34% increase in memory retention compared to the same age control group, short and long term. That's very impressive, isn't it? The bell could ring at the bell could ring right now and they'd still be glued to their work. That's not normal. That's not normal for children. That is absolutely not normal for children. Just for any other education program, they'd all be fiddling with their fine liners, glaring at the clock, doodling in the margins. Like that child over there? Right. That one. He's a bit of an outlier, statistically. Really? But I thought your curriculum was, well, it's not 100% effective. Sometimes you'll get stragglers. But we don't leave them behind. All they need is a little extra motivation. There. Teacher's already taken notice. Oh God. He's taking him to the front of the classroom? Is he being yelled at? Yelled at? The teacher might be raising their voice. Hold on. Why are the other children going up with him? They didn't do anything wrong. Well, that's the extra motivation I'm talking about. Oh god. All trainees get sorted into squadrons. Squadrons? Like soldiers? Like birds, I'd say. They're close-knit. We expect every squadron to fly at roughly the same pace. So if one member underperforms, the entire group is made aware of it. So I know it looks a little inflexible, but they're better off learning these rules early. I'm not sure that... He smiled at me. Oh, they're supposed to stand perfectly still for a full 5 minutes, so that's... Ugh. Might have to refocus. I've made my decision. Oh, good. So which trainee? I want that boy to be my subject. And why him specifically? So you guys won't get your filthy fucking paws on him. I can't give a concrete answer. Suppose I'm going with my gut. It's not very scientific. Then why won't you call it an intuitive choice made by one of the world's leading cybernetics researchers? Right. But as I said, that particular trainee is something of a statistical outlier. Then taking a closer look at him should help us correct any ineffectiveness in the program, no? Suppose I can't argue with that. These poor kids! What the fuck? It is not normal for kids to sit still for that long. Deathly quiet.
All right, D. Here's where his quarters are.
Looks more like a hospital.
You're certain this is the one you want to use for your case study?
Again, I've made my decision, Angie.
Right. Right. Just wanted to confirm. Trainee C0458?
Jesus, not even a name. She's a visitor. One just for you.
Huh? A visitor?
Try to be quick, though. She's a very busy lady with a lot to get done today. Oh. Wait a minute. You're the lady I saw in class. Indeed she is. What's S4174 doing behind you? Shree wanted to come, so I let her. What good friends you are. But this meeting's just for you, CEO 458. So S4174, you're free to. Is that big of a deal, Angie? I don't think there's any harm in meeting as roommate. Right. Then why don't you introduce yourself to the lady?
Well, allow me.
Please try to keep it short. We only have so much time. Aw, he's so cute!
Nice
Here's
to
where
meet ya. I'm
Here's where his
Pavel.
nickels and dimes are. Pavel.
Though most of the people here only call me CO458.
A serial number? Standard procedure. It's how we keep our data collection unbiased. Plus, the first class had 3 Emmas and 4 Quins, so... Right. What about you, lady? What's your name? Well, Angie, how do I respond? I've never worked with children before. You can give him your name, no big deal. The trainers like to call me Dr. Angie. Got it. Then, you can call me Dr. Dre, if you want. Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. Yeah, that's a nice name. Has anyone ever told you that? Not, recently. Aw. She's so cute. Deirdre? Okay, I'll try. That makes more sense. Oh, do you want to introduce yourself too? Well, the floor is all yours.
Hello.
Oh,
I'm, Sharia.
Shiria. Oh, you got this, Sherry. Look, Dr. Deirdre's waving to you. Oh. Shiria's my roommate. Normally we stick together. If I'm around, chances are that she is too. I see. You two close? We're besties. We never go anywhere without each other. Except for class. I wish we weren't in different squads. Hey, D. Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid we don't have all the time in the world. Unless you want to skip out on the research labs for today. No, I do want to see them. Let me just wrap it up here. It's lovely to meet you, CO 458. Starting next week, I'll be interviewing you. Interviewing me? About what? To be honest, I haven't quite decided yet. But I'd like to talk about your hobbies, your classmates, your future. Things like that. Oh, I could do that. But I'm confused. Why me? That's a good question. Because I picked you specifically. God, look how... He's so cute. And why did you pick me specifically? Yeah, that's the word. He does look like a sapling. Oh. No. Well, you stood out in class. I saw you and thought you'd be interesting to talk to. Makes sense. My teacher says I'm like a dandelion in a field full of roses. That's one way of putting it. But wait, what about your friend? I promise she won't be alone for long. Once I'm done talking to you, you can go back to what do kids do these days? I haven't been around them in so long. Back to playing. Did I guess right? Oh, thank God.
Sound reasonable?
Yeah. It's a deal.
I'm so nervous. I don't like this.
Sorry if I rushed you a bit back there.
I realized I might have come across as grouchy earlier. It's just... we've all been working a lot of hours lately. It wears on you, you know? Oh, no, Angie, it's fine. Not like I was much better in the past. Oh God, don't remind me. When you were taking lead on the artificial spleen development, it's like you were in a trance. If I gave you one tap on your shoulder and you'd snap like a cobra on a rake. Yes, I remember how you put it. Those were long days. By the time we pushed through, I never wanted to see another culture sample as long as I lived. You're here. So Angie, about those research labs. Right. From here, the fastest route will be... Case study report. Though it's been advertised as a youth education program, it is now my understanding that the purpose of the Youth Training and Development Initiative is to prepare trainees for cybernetic enhancement and eventual employment within STOP. While it is known that biotech synchronization rates are inversely correlated with age, the side effects on individuals below the age of 18 are not fully understood, and at this time may be more severe than they would be on an adult mind and body. Furthermore, I have ethical concerns about the purpose of the program and how its participants are being selected. As supervisor, it is my intent to observe the YTDI's operations and ensure that the health and well-being of its trainees are being properly upheld. As part of my duties, I intend to engaging on a focused case study of trainee CEO 458 to observe its development under YTDI's curriculum. For compliance purposes, our one-on-one conversations will be recorded. Dr. Derriere Destrange. Oh boy, jumping right into it. Investigation. Once Derriere's case study is finished, she'll send these documents to STOP's higher-ups. She hopes her findings will shut down the YTDI down. Case study report. This report marks the 1-month point of trainee C0458's case study. In this time, I observed several facets of the YTDI's operations and now believe that I have a firm grasp on the day-to-day activities of the trainees. The majority of trainees are selected for the YTDI come from orphanages. Upon arrival at the YTDI, trainees are separated into squads, similar to the ones utilized by STOP field agents. Formal education takes place entirely within these squads, and involves tuition in literacy, mathematics, self-defense, etc. Outside of these classrooms, trainees have access to several extracurricular activities, including craft work, sports, and video games. While these activities are beneficial for fostering bonds and growth between children, I find it notable that they overlap with activities undertaken by STOP operatives in the recovery period of the implantation of new cybernetics. This includes suing for eye-hand coordination, video games for reaction speed, etc. The standard care appears to be at least sufficient. CEO 458 has expressed that it is a significant improvement over its previous lodgings. Still, I have some questions to raise with Dr. Tan later. Dr. Derriere Destrange. Derriere's diary. Like many academics, Derriere has thoughts about herself and the world around her. This is where she writes them. Part of me just wants my thoughts to blow with the wind. Putting it on paper will have to do for now. Besides, all the blue was making my eyes ache. The trainees are all orphans. I'm not surprised, but I am surprised that the YTDI isn't much different from a standard boarding school, militaristic dressing aside. Compared to how STOP's first few batches of field agents were housed, the accommodations here are downright luxurious. Still, that's comparing volunteer soldiers to abandoned children. A strange analogy, to put it mildly. And for some reason, the trainees' meals consist of lab script, and only lab script. Why? It's true that lab script contains all the nutrients they'll need to grow healthy and strong, but it's intended for typical in vivo test subjects. I've seen the size of the budgets STOP works with. They can definitely afford to feed these children real food. At least the education is world class. Clearly STOP's spending was put to good use there. One time, Angie took me to a literacy lesson. Out of the blue, she asked a trainee to recite part of King Lear, and the girl belted out like it was on a switch. I don't know how useful that skill was, but it was definitely impressive. Another time, the two of us watched as a teacher taught a squadron field pharmacy in courtyard. If someone eats this mushroom, how would you counteract its effects with only the items in your bag? How long did they have before their airways closed? It was intense, to say the least. At times, the teacher's questions felt more like threats. But the building itself was immaculate, practically sparkling. If my shoes track dirt as I walk in, it's wiped away by the time I walk out. Even STOP's headquarters doesn't agonize over the cleanliness to this extent. I just wish they showed that much care for the trainees themselves. Like that boy, CO458. For formal reasons, I can't mention it in recording sessions, but I know his name is Pavel. Was taking his name necessary? Are they that concerned about observavivis? He's an orphan. His name might be the only thing his parents ever gave him. Why scrub it away like it's something dirty? A stain to be removed. The boy's lonely too. Yes, he has Shira, but she isn't part of his squadron, his pre-assigned social group. His squadrons exclude him outside of class. They don't let him play with them, so CO458 is often in the Arts and Crafts Center, sewing or knitting by himself. And it's not much better in class. Kids roll their eyes when he's paired up with them for group tasks. Sometimes they'll go behind his back and ask the teacher if they can swap for anyone else. Thankfully, the teachers never concede to CO458's squad mates, but that hasn't stopped them from asking anyway. I think a lot of this could be solved if the kids weren't pitted against one another. Oh, it's fucked up! All the trainees have their hobbies, but CO458 doesn't have much else. I know he likes superheroes, so I'll bring him some comics from the YTDI's library. Knowing Stop, I suspect the books there are vetted, but there's still a chance I might find something that'll make him smile. Maybe I can use it to teach him. It certainly doesn't seem like any of his actual teachers are interested in personalizing the learning experience. Oh, I also bought a pack of stickers for him. Do children his age think grape stickers are cool? What am I doing? I'm no child psychologist. Couldn't even qualify as a pediatrician. I really jumped into the deep end with this case study, didn't I? If I weren't a senior Stop staff, I'd probably be sacked by now. Maybe grape is lame. Maybe orange is the way to go. God, I don't know anymore. Guess there's only one way to find out. D. Grape stickers are cool, but I prefer strawberry. An old PC maintained with love. This is where Derriere keeps recorded interviews for a case study. Hell yeah, sticker tier list. Aw, he's so cute.
All right, CO458. I've started recording. Before you fall over from all that wiggling.
Yay!
I'm just super excited. I'm glad to hear that. But you can relax. We're just talking today. Really? Ew. My cheeks are numb from all that grinning. I can imagine. In fact, I think I did the same thing in my school photos. You did? I guess so. Though I stopped because, well, it made me look like a dork. That's pretty harsh. How'd you? You still kinda do. Ahem. Okay. Have you ever been called something like that before? A dork? No, never. Well, maybe a few times. But the other kids don't know anything, so it's their loss. What don't they know? That when I grow up, I'm gonna be super famous and super pretty. I'm gonna be super famous and super pretty, and I'm gonna have 1 billion friends. I'll cross my fingers for you. Anyway, we're starting to veer off topic, and I only have so much time, so why don't I ask you some things? Okay. What do you want to know? For today, I have 3 questions. Pop quiz, huh? Okay. Ready to go. Great. Then let me just get my papers out. There we go. First question. How'd you come to join the YTDI? What do you mean? I mean, before you became a trainee, where do you live? Well, I live in an orphanage. Oh. And what was that like? I don't remember much, but it was pretty lonely. Weren't many others there? No, there was a whole bunch of us. But we shared rooms and beds and adult attention. So you weren't treated as an individual? Yeah, I wasn't. A lot of us ran around, but it was pretty noisy, but I was always bored. When it wasn't mealtime, school time, or chore time, I was stuck in the common room with most of the others. And because we had to share so much, we fought all the time. Really? Yeah. Like one time, I wanted to play with the Scrabble board, but another girl said I couldn't have it because all I did was trace the board's grid with my fingers. So I said to her, "Nuh-uh, that's how you play Scrabble." And then she said, "You're always doing stuff wrong." And I made a face at her. And she pulled my hair. And then, I'm assuming you both got in trouble. No! Trauma! Yeah. I scratched her and she started crying. So I got punished. I found the rule book later. She was right. Oh, I was playing the game wrong. I said sorry, but the way I played was fun too. Interesting. How were you picked for the YTDI? You seem different from the other trainees. At least compared to others in your squadron. I don't know. One day, these people came in white clothes came to the orphanage. They didn't want to play or talk or anything. They just watched for us for a week or so. Then this loud person told me me and a bunch of others were kids that had a bright future ahead of us. And then they brought us here. You must have come from a world away, huh? I don't think so. I fell asleep on the bus because I couldn't sleep the night before. But when we got there, it wasn't even lunchtime. I see. Let's move on to the next question. Are you getting along with your squadron? We're all supposed to get along with our squadron. Guess that lines up with what Angie told me. But it's okay. You can be honest with me. Okay. Most of my squadrons are boring apple polishers. They hate me just because the teachers get mad at me and make us stay in class for 10 extra minutes. It's not my class. It's not my fault class is dull. And it's not like my duels are bothering anyone. Do you know any of your squad mates back at the orphanage? No. For some reason, I was put in a different squad from everyone else I knew. Squad sorting must be done randomly. Trying to avoid pre-established social grouping? He is! He's just an autistic child. He's so cute. They hate him for no reason. Sorry, I just had to jot something down. What about your roommate? What do you think of her? Roommate? You mean Sherry? Well, she's really quiet most of the time. But once you get to know her, she's really smart and kind. Most importantly, she's my best friend. You, told me that when you introduced me to her. Her to me. Yep. She's also my first friend. Oh, and I guess my only one. When class is done, we talk about whatever we want and do things together. Oh, and she teaches me all kinds of stuff. Tutoring? Like a few weeks ago? She taught me how to do my hair. Huh. So that's why you have a hairband there. I wear it all the time now. Is there anything else you do together? Million coloring books. Playing Mary Mac or A Sailor Went to Sea. Oh, and we read. Though Shiria's way better at it than me. Like, way better. I heard the teacher saying she was 2 reading levels ahead of the rest of her squad. Wow, that's genuinely impressive. I know, right? She's so cool. Which brings me to my third and final question. When Shiria's not around, what do you do in your spare time? Sewing and knitting. When it's break time, I go to the arts and craft room and make stuff. So far, I've made a placemat and a hairband and a scarf. I could show you them sometime if you want. Maybe another time.
Okay. Just let me know when you change your mind.
Actually, there is one more thing I like doing. But the teachers say it's not proper. Shoot. The word's right on the tip of my tongue. I know it's begin with an L and... literature? Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, I like reading comics. There's a lot less words than Shiria's books, but they're filled with cool pictures. Wish my art was that cool. Well, you know what they say, right? Practice makes purpose, and if you keep going, you'll get where you need to be. Heh, I'm one step ahead of you. That's why I doodle in class, so I can get good fast. Is there anything else you enjoy doing? Well, there's lots of stuff I want to try, but class and homework's always in the way. Blech. I'm sorry. Hope you can get more free time in the future. Yeah, me too. So, that's all the questions I have. I think I'm comfortable stopping here. Huh? You're leaving already? So, I'm afraid I'm still playing catch up with work. Playing? No, you know how you have your classes and... Oh, I get it. You got homework too, huh? Seems like a very busy lady, Dr. Derrier. More so than usual. But I should have enough time to dig out my Scrattle board. You have a Scrattle board? I do, right in my basement. Or was it in storage? Either way, I'll find it. We can play it whichever way you want. Really? Mm-hmm. You shouldn't underestimate me, though. You're talking to a Scrattle champion. Or, ex-champion. It's been a bit since I've last played. Whoa. Scrattle champion. I really do have to go now. But here, please take this. Consider it a thank you of sorts. Grape sticker! What? What's this? It's a special kind of sticker. If you scratch it... Wow! Oh my god, he's so cute. He's so cute. He loves the sticker. It's so cute. It smells like grapes. Yeah, it sure does. Is it, cool? Thank you, Dr. Derrier. And, thank you for talking with me.
I'll see you next week. Yes?
Keep bringing in awesome stuff like this, and I'll talk to you every day.
Oh. Derrier's phone. Sometimes Derrier needs Iris to lend her an ear. As Derrier's former supervisor, what advice can Iris give her? When you're holding that hammer, everything looks like a nail. Even a genius can't change the mind of someone who's not listening. But a case study needs to go on. It will make them listen. Iris is not buying it. Iris is not buying it at all. She is not buying it. From the bridge, I gaze below at the courtyard. As the sun begins to set, it beams softly and tint the YTDI's walls and floors of pale orange. It's comforting. Even the back of the pillar in the center of the room looks warmer than usual. Warm. I never thought I'd see the YTDI that way. It's worlds apart from my first impression of it 1 month ago. 30 days of observing classes, conducting interviews, and writing notes, and they feel like seconds. I wonder if it's my age. The older I've grown, the quicker time passes. Summer, fall, winter, spring. All of it passing by while musing over my impending mortality doesn't get me anywhere. But the YTDI really does look warm right now. If there weren't other people in the building, I'd go down to the ground floor and take a nap in the grass. Right now, I'm sure some of the trainees are doing the same. Children shouldn't have cybernetics or lab script diets. YTDI is an affront to my research. Any sane person would agree with me. That's why I'm doing everything I can to shut it down, behind the backs of the people who run the program. But I can't object to giving children, unwanted children, a home, an education, a guaranteed future. Doesn't hurt for They don't have to hunt for scraps or wake up in the morning and search for shelter over their heads. So long as they stay here, YTDI. Once again, Angie's voice cuts through my thoughts short. Did I interrupt something? You're looking pretty contemplative. No, it's nothing. Could have fooled me. Am I that easy to read, Angie? Far from it. I've needed a lot of practice. Guess you've had plenty of opportunities to do so. So what can I do for you? Oh, it's nothing work-related. Not like I have trainee infos to give you anyway. I'm sorry to hear that. Poochie. I just wanted a chance to catch up. You've been here for what, a month now? Would you look at that? 1 month exactly. Lucky guess. Want to take a stroll? They say walking and talking gets the blood flowing. Talking gets the blood flowing? More than standing here and staring at nothing. Come on. We got a lot to catch up on, don't we? I still don't trust it. We began to walk along the bridge's perimeter. Our pace is slow, aimless, lazy even. And our conversation's just as meandering. Seen any films lately? Any takeout places you recommend? I know modern art's not your thing, but I think you'd enjoy this new exhibit. And if you don't, you can pick where we have dinner next time. As we chat, my whole body relaxes. It was like this at the beginning, a waiting area outside of Stop's headquarters. Excited to take Angie out for our pre-weekend burgers and milkshakes. We were young, and the world didn't make sense, but our work always did.
Hey, D. D?
I heard Angie calling my name. And my mind snaps back in focus. Something wrong?
No. Nothing.
You know what was going on earlier? Oh, that. No pressure. If you're not up to it. No, I am. I just needed a moment. Take all the time you needed. I take the deep breath to think about how to approach this. Actually, can I ask you a question? As a friend? Go ahead. I'm all ears. Why'd you end up working for the YTDI? That's a big question. It's one that I've been up my mind a lot lately. You saw that classified file, yeah? Pardon me? No one listed summary docs in a photo. How do you know about that? A disgruntled employee blew up at us a few months back. Swiped a bunch of files taken out of context and tried to shop them out to anyone who'd listen. This was when you were first This was around when you were first curious about the YTDI, right? Yes. People asked if I knew about it. Of course, at the time I didn't have the full picture. You know those animal rights groups? The ones with the ridiculous PR teams? They demonize undergrads for dissecting rats. Blast the web with oversaturated gory photos and sensationalized blog posts, social media campaigns, the works. Cherry-pick their information to make normal scientists look vile and make themselves look heroic. But those lab researchers care for those animals like they were their own pets. There's piles of paperwork, elaborate onboarding procedures, frequent inspections on their welfare. Even on a practical level, they discourage their suffering. There aren't any rats at this facility, Angie. Of course not. I just want to make an analogy. You know, people exaggerating things and all that. She's sweating, and I don't like this, even in context. Oh, okay. Then I apologize for. No, I'm glad you pointed it out. Don't want you to take anything I said the wrong way. You were gonna tell me about why you joined YTDI? Right. We went off topic, didn't we? Everyone has a right to a bright future. Most of these trainees don't come from pleasant backgrounds. All of them are orphans. Many of them lived in places that couldn't even feed them once a day. So if Stop hadn't intervened, their futures would have been... Well, that's why I think the YTDI has potential, you know? With providing its trainees with housing, a community, a secure life. And by giving them a secure life, the YTDI will prevent future crimes. So in long term, YTDI will contribute to Stop's raison d'etre. Exactly. In the short term, we're changing these trainees' lives for the better. Are we, though? Still, seeing children receive cybernetic enhancements, that's just doesn't sit right with me. I understand. You don't want to be remembered as the mother of cyborg children, do you? I don't have anything to say to that. She's spot on. We don't do anything here for fickle reasons. Subjects are only ever cybernetically enhanced if we feel that their quality of life could be improved. File you saw? All those photos? Every one of those children were physically disabled. But I saw there was a blonde girl there. Trainee 02145, I remember. Anophthalmia. Her poor vision caused her to struggle in class, so we gave her a new eye. Now her essays are on par with some of the top students in her squadron. I see. Some of these trainees came here with congenital defects. Others with injuries from horrible accidents. We'd only ever use cybernetics to level the playing field between them and their abled squad mates. My shoulders feel lighter. My brow unfurls. I'm relieved to hear that. And I'm relieved to know that my legacy hasn't been completely tarnished. See, I still don't trust it.
I want you to know if you have any concerns, you can always come and talk to me. Or just vent, if it's after hours.
Almost feels like old times.
Yeah, we're practically kids again.
Wait, isn't it for trainees? It turns romantic for a second. Could you imagine? So, let's live in our rooms right now. I mean, that's true. You know I'm not with... Aw, D. I'm not expecting the next Cloud Gate or anything. It's just to decompress. Fine. I'll come. Yes. When I return, I get to pick the restaurant for dinner. Oh, so we're eating out again? Just like old times. Just like old times indeed. Yeah, why wouldn't I trust them? Why wouldn't I trust them? Case study report. Regular conversations with CO458 have continued. Contrary to what I've witnessed while observing his classroom, CO458 has been inquisitive and willing to cooperate with my study on our one-on-one interactions. It is my firm belief that CO458's intelligence is not below the norm. Rather, the teaching methods used by YTDI are insufficient to engage him. What his instructors have labeled acting out appears to be merely be an expression of boredom. Considering the number of children YTDI have under its roof, I do not believe that CO458 is the only trainee who is having difficulty with their assignments. I have noted that his squad's instructor rarely encouraged creative solutions to exercises, and instead prefer completion of tasks to a set rubric. Standard-based teaching methods often produce results that look good on a spreadsheet, but rarely result in significant information retention or well-developed critical thinking skills. On top of this, children with learning disorders are often left behind. Oh my god, it's just like real life! What worries me is that CO458's antics often result in his entire class being punished for his actions. The intent behind this message is to emphasize that the squad is a unit. A failure on one member's part reflects on them all. Perhaps this is successful in other squads, but in CO458's case, all they seem to have managed to do is other him from his peers. August 12th, 20... Wasn't prepared for the number of trainees who were happy to be at the YTDI. Number of trainees who were overjoyed just because they had clean clothes and sheets. And money doesn't necessarily buy quality, but really isn't cheaping out on their schooling and board. They're practically throwing money at this program, even if the staff somewhat treat the trainees carelessly. The trainees are given a rigorous curriculum of math, literacy, physical education, and self-defense. But the instruction is cold. I'm not a teacher, but I know that I only learned to love science because a physics teacher told me I was a good fit for her club. If she hadn't shown me personal attention, where would I be now? No amount of punishment could have made me Dr. Destrange. One time, I watched CO458 and his squadron line up to receive the results of their grammar quiz. It wasn't hard for me to guess how well each trainee did. Some shied away from the squad mates, others threw their heads back in relief. But when CO458 arrived at the front of the line... What? I have to do another makeup quiz? I studied really hard this time. Not enough, I'm afraid. The quiz will start at the time I wrote. See you then. Oh, no. This is gonna get away my crafting time. Why can't it be? There's no point in throwing a tantrum. You're gonna take the makeup quiz at the time I set, whether you like it or not. Now go. Through to hold up the rest of your squadron. Two. Again. Alright, everyone. 10-minute penalty. Line up against a whiteboard. Quietly. CO458. I can't take a makeup test. I gotta play Minecraft. You'll be in the middle. As CO458 dragged his feet to the front of the classroom, I watched the other trainees. Some rolled their eyes at him, others gave him a bitter glare. Given the way the teachers pitted the trainees against CO458, I wasn't surprised they disliked him. To them, he was dead weight to their squadron. An underperforming troublemaker. And to me, he was... Seeing no one help him left an indescribable emptiness in my chest. Poor thing. Children like him aren't dumb. If you treat them this way, they'll learn that their performance determines their worth as a person. I've known college students who found that level of responsibility overwhelming, but these trainees are elementary schoolers. They need coaching to get things through to them. Frankly, I'm surprised there aren't more stragglers. I acknowledge the YTDI is a new program and STOP isn't an educational organization. Growing pains are par for the course. Angie's been listening to my criticisms. She's not stonewalling me, but she's defensive and practiced at it. She's always been ready to fire off statistics in response. Half the trainees were illiterate before they came here. Now 98% are performing above metrics. Meanwhile, when I ask about my own suggestions for the YTDI, she claims her in queue to be heard. That there's a long chain of command to go through. She is listening to me. Except when it comes to use of cybernetics. Angie says they're helping disabled trainees, but brushes off their side effects as easily as if we were discussing fringe theories in the classroom. Yeah, not the statistic. They're children, not statistics. When she does, I can't help but wonder, how are those trainees coping with technology grafted to their bodies? Did they ask for these enhancements? Do I want my research to be associated with these procedures? Well, I try to be patient with Angie for now. Convincing people takes time. Besides, the YTDI has other problems. The trainees sleep in a panoption. No matter where their rooms are, there'll always be guards and cameras peering inside. The games, books, and shows they have access to are limited in their themes. And I've seen more than one trainee tense up whenever I pass by the dorm's window. I'm sure the staff are miserable too. The guards eat their meals while they're on duty. The teachers' curriculums are stringent. And it's a wonder the researchers can see their screens when they're blatantly ignoring what's in front of them. If STOP wants to join its own boarding school division or JR's OTC program, more power to them. But I wish the YTDI wouldn't be so cavalier with cybernetics, overbearing with security measures, draconian with its education. I don't know. The more I think about it, the less I want to write. I hope Angie was right about my suggestions being in queue. I have this dreadful feeling that change can't come soon enough. D. What does Iris have to say? 4 months ago, you were afraid the YTDI would leave you with a foul legacy. That your research on cybernetic sync rates would make you the mother of cyborg children. Now you want to rebuild the YTDI? If they got rid of the cybernetics, I'm confident that STOP could turn YTDI to a competent institution. Competent institutions don't feed kids lab script. I'm not gonna burn everything down for a better future. It's not incompatible with what you want, Iris. Think, Derriere. STOP is a security organization, not a charity. They offer peace of mind for sale. They'd do anything to keep the world leaders lining their pockets. Why else would they be enhancing children except for their own benefit? They only give cybernetics to physically disabled trainees. I doubt those trainees asked for them. This argument is unproductive, Iris. Look, let's say the YTI was shut down tomorrow, like you clearly want it to be. Where would all the trainees go? Who else would have the resources and will to take them all in? STOP didn't make YTDI with the kind intentions. I can tell you that much. Don't be so conspiratorial. Don't be so blind. Your research built the foundation for this program. I know. Then speak up.
camera wasn't on.
Oopsie. Guess the world will never know the results of our grand Scrattle match, huh?
It's quite a shame. Your skills have improved tremendously. I lost again! Well, I was a Scrattle champion. You just learned this rule set a couple weeks ago. I mean it. You are very good. I think you could go toe-to-toe with Shiria now. Oh ho! Have you foolish adults finally reevaluated my reading ability? Oh, wait. I don't think Shiria knows how to play Scrattle. Could you teach her? From what you told me, she'd make a wonderful player. Maybe. I don't know if I'll have time, you know? What do you mean? Did, something happen? Can I tell you a secret? Okay. So my teacher asked me to stay behind in class. I thought he spotted me drawing again, but he told me I didn't have to study anymore because one of the researchers had talked to him. That's strange. What did they tell him? Well, they said, I'm going to go through my first processing. Processing? What's that? I don't know. None of us know. I mean, I know that everyone gets processed eventually. And that processed trainees graduate. That's when you graduate, you leave the initiative. That's rather vague. That's what I said! You must be hiding something. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. When I think about it, at night, I can't sleep. Makes my skin all prickly. But you wanna know what's really strange? I think they're gonna give him make him a cyborg, and it's scary! My squad mates are being processed with me. Is that unusual? Yeah. When we see trainees leave for processing in groups of 2, 3, or 4. Never 1. I'm not stupid. I know I was picked. Because I doodle in class. Because I forget my homework. Because when it's time for group projects, none of my squad mates want to work with me. Because whenever I try to talk to someone, they always act so tired. My squad, the other trainees, even my teachers, I know they want me processed. Oh no! They're gonna attach cybernetics to his brain, I think. I think that's what. Cause we saw those pictures in the first game. I sense it when they don't speak to me. Because they all hate me. I don't think that's true. Shiria doesn't hate you. She's in a different squad. She doesn't have to be around me when we do class. If she was always getting punished because of me. Well, I like you too. How about that? You're just saying that because of your case study thing. No. No. I mean it. You're a talented artist. Your excitement is infectious. You're much smarter than people give you credit for. And I think you're lovely just the way you are. Oh. Can I ask you something? Go right ahead. Could you visit me as soon as my first processing is over? Of course. I mean, my case study requires it. Pinky swear? Pinky swear. And if you break your promise, you can, break my finger? Huh? Really? No, that's not how it... Please don't. Don't break my finger, please. But I will come back for you, no matter what. Oh, this is gonna break my heart.
I promise.
Where could C458 have gone? Security board told me that it would take at least another week before he'd return. Of course, they didn't mention anything about processing. Processing. It sounds scientific, but it could mean practically anything. If it happens to involve cybernetics, no, there's only so much they can do before puberty. It should be minor. Maybe even... Why am I still trying to rationalize this? I've deferred to stop in all its excuses despite having proof right in front of me. They want to use my research to modify children. Why? I don't know, and frankly, it doesn't matter. If the YTDI was really serving the greater good, why have Angie and her coworkers acted so evasive, so secretive? I can't afford to be humble or gracious, or cowardly anymore. I know more about cybernetics than every other research in their department put together. And yet, I allowed myself to be cowed. I acted respectfully. I never caused a scene, because I cared so much more about appeasing Stop than doing the right thing. Can't look away anymore, so they shouldn't be able to either. I'll finish my reports. Thus, thrust it in their face, make them see that what they brought. I'll be diplomatic even if it means biting my tongue. And I'll write this. All cybernetics have limitations. If CO458 is being modified, the most they could do is enhance his optic nerves. Still invasive and perverse, but once he's endured the anesthesia and intense PT regimens, it ultimately won't affect his daily life. They wouldn't risk harming a valuable young subject with anything more extreme. Are you sure about that, though? Hopefully the worst will soon be over. CO48's still alive. Once he's gone through processing, I'll make every effort to place him in an environment better suited for a child his age. But first, I need to think of an appropriate recovery gift. Something I can fit in my lab coat pockets. D. What's this? This one for August 20th. We get to interview Syria! Thank you for speaking with me. I'm sorry, by the way, about how sudden this all is.
It's okay. I can always do my homework tomorrow morning.
Though I might not finish before class starts. Your teachers already know about your interview today. They agreed to give you an extension. I didn't know they gave extensions. They've never given them before? No. In my squad, we're supposed to move at the same place as each other. Like a flock of birds, right? So an extension for someone who falls behind is... Well, your teachers have told me you seem like the leader among your squadron. I get the impression that they didn't expect a misassignment to deter you. Does that make you feel better? Good. Then, please introduce yourself.
My name is Trainee S4-174.
You told me your name the first time we met. Why not now?
I didn't want C0-458 to feel alone.
I see. Aww! What was your life like before you joined the YTDI? You don't have to talk about anything that makes you uncomfortable. It was very far away from here. I see. Thank you. I'll move on. Question 2. Are you getting along with your squadron? Honestly? Please. Honestly, I feel like I'm trapped inside glass. My squadmates see me. They know I exist, but they don't know how to reach me. And to be honest, I don't know how to reach them either. It's probably because they're weirded out by my arm. None of my squadmates are missing any. But that doesn't stop the kids in the other squads from getting along. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Or maybe it's that lady. The one with the messy hair and the dangly earrings. You mean Angie? Dr. Tan? What does she... She likes to meet me after class. Ask me how I'm doing with my homework. Have me write or carry things for a few minutes. Sometimes she'll take a rolling tape and wrap it around my arm. And if I do well, she'll pat my head and give me candy. I thought candy was practically contraband around here. I don't mind any of that, but... Every time Dr. Angie takes me aside, she and my teachers tell my squad mates to follow my example. I think some of them are jealous of that. How do you feel about it? Sick to my stomach. I don't like working. I don't like being in the spotlight. They call me a hard worker, but I'm just trying to escape notice. Just trying to avoid arguments, fights. The other kids. Oh! But my squad mates drag me into their messes anyway. They want Dr. Angie's attention. They want to be praised. They want candy, and they all want to be someone's favorite. In my class scares me, Dr. Derrier. We don't have to talk about them anymore if you don't want to. Please. Well then, what do you think of CO458? CO458. I like him. He's my best friend. Oh, these kids! Oh, free the kids! Free the children! Free them! He told me the same thing. That makes me really happy. When I first came to YTDI, he was my assigned roommate. As soon as I entered my dorm, he marched over and swung his hand up to greet me. He had this big, goofy grin on his face. I've seen it before. Strangers that act friendly. Bad people with fake smiles that are trying to get something from you. And I didn't know what he wanted from me. So for the first few weeks, I tried to avoid him as much as possible. Finding a quiet corner in the library. Hiding in a bush in the middle of the courtyard. I thought he'd get tired of it after a couple days. Hearing how happy she is that he cares about her, I can't wait for I don't want it to. But somehow, he'd always find me anyway. She's so cute.
One day, I couldn't stand it anymore. So I just asked him, why do you keep bugging me? And you know what he told me? You look lonely. I want to be your friend. He wasn't hiding anything. He didn't want anything from me. Somehow, I could just tell he was sincere.
Oh. And that's how you became close? Oh, her smile. After that, I stuck with CO458 whenever I could. Playing games with them, writing stories together. Sometimes we just sit in silence and read the books from the library. I owe it a lot to Pop. CO458. Because of him, my dorm's the one place that I don't feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Itching a good... They're good. I like them. They're so cute. You get attached to them really easily. They're... Ugh. But... Is something wrong? The camera? It's a standard model. Video, but no audio. There's no need to worry. It won't pick up on anything we say. Why are you lying to her? Really? But in class, we're told they have microphones. Some of them do, technically. But the mic's limited in range, so it'll only record poor quality sound. Since fixing poor sound is expensive and time-consuming, Stop usually keeps the mics off. I see. Do you want to continue? I'm worried about CO458. You've been watching over him, right? Yes. So you've seen how they treat him in class? Yes. If you stay a bad student, you'll get a nasty punishment. One that'll change your life forever. That's what everyone whispers. When I first heard the rumors, I was terrified. I didn't want CO458 too. Not after everything he did for me. So, I tried helping him after school. I taught him how to concentrate in boring classes, or fake it. We read through textbooks together. I even gave him a sheet of my study notes. But no matter how hard he tried to get better, he kept getting picked on. Even though he was improving, they kept singling him out and then he told me he was getting processed. Do you know what that means? No. But after he said it, he didn't want to look at me anymore.
They took him away last week. Without him, everything's so quiet. He's not flipping through comic books, or scribbling on his desk, or rummaging through my box of hairbands.
Oh.
Am I a bad friend for thinking he's being punished right now?
No, of course not. I wish I knew what to say. Aren't you a doctor? Don't you know what's happening to him? I'm sorry. As much as I'm as much as in the dark as you are. But knowing CO458, I'm sure he'll be okay. He's a strong boy. You think so? I know so. He is the center of my case study after all. I hope you're right. I think we'll conclude our interview here. You look tired. Do I? Honestly, you look like you're about to fall asleep. Maybe. Would a parting gift help cheer you up? Have a pack of scented stickers. Here, choose whichever one you want.
Thank you, but I'll be alright.
You really don't want one? I thought they were cool.
Don't worry about me. Dr. Angie has me covered. Save them for Pavel.
Oh. Oh. Case study report. Focus on CO458 is on hold while the subject undergoes processing. Observations of CO458's former squad have continued in the meantime, with little to report. Without CO458's presence, classroom time is quiet and proceeds evenly. Conductive short interviews with trainees in his cohort. Anxiety about future graduations is high. Currently seeking clearance to visit CO458 in recovery. We'll update after I have an opportunity to do so. Oh, we got reread. Oh. I really hope he's okay. He's back! My heart is pounding.
Good afternoon, CO458.
So you're back from processing.
Dr. Deidre?
Oh, it's Deidre.
You came!
You sound surprised. I promised you I'd visit, didn't I? Yeah, but... Oh... It's been a really long week. I kinda worried if you'd forgotten. Never. Deidre. What's that on the floor? Oh, it's just a puzzle piece. Syria has been working on it, working on finishing it while I was gone. But when I was wheeled back in, it got trampled on. Shri wasn't happy about that. I can imagine. Here, got you something. I figured you'd need a pick-me-up after processing. Fruit Gushis. Whoa! Here's some snacks from the outside. I promise they taste nothing like script. I didn't know they made food so colorful and tasty. Glad I picked out something good. Dude, anything's better than lab script. So, what have you been up to since processing? Just resting? Well, I'm trying, but Shri keeps bringing me classwork. I thought I didn't have to study anymore. That's very rude of him. I'm sorry, CO458. No, I've been thinking. You don't have to call me that. You can call me Pavel. For the sake of the case study, I really shouldn't break protocol. Did you break protocols for the gummies? Alright, alright. I'm sorry, Pavel. If he's ever had real food, how come he knows what grapes... Maybe he had them at the orphanage. Much better. Having a proper name. Important for you? Indeed it is. It's a big deal for you, too. Not just anyone gets to call me by my true name. Oh? Yeah. It's like I'm letting you use it. You, Shri, and no one else. You're my inner circle. You get to know my secret identity. Like a superhero, huh? Exactly like a superhero. Got it. I'll keep it hush-hush then. Oh. Have you been outside your room since processing? No. When I said I was bedridden earlier, I wasn't exaggerating. Thanks. You've always got the right word for me. But yeah, being bedridden, it's really starting to bug me. Like I got a house cold. Pfft. You mean cabin fever? Whatever. They're the same thing anyways. Then what happened during your processing? Well, it's kind of like getting my teeth cleaned. Like, one moment I'm laying on this strong, long, hard table, this big light over me, and it looked like a spider with a bunch of eyes and legs. The light was super bright underneath, and I was surrounded by all these doctors in white uniforms and masks. I was told to count from 60, so I did. But then I fell asleep before I could finish. And I woke up and... What? What happened? Was there something wrong with your legs? Wrong? No. Nothing was wrong with them. But now they can give me better legs. You know, great. I needed a second. They sawed off his fucking legs. Better ones? Ones that'll let me run faster, jump higher. Like a real superhero, you know? Really, it's okay. If I just practice hard. I believe you, Pavel. You don't have to move. Please. Angie, you fucking liar. You're very brave. Do you know that, Pavel? Of course I'm brave. Brave like a superhero. Here. Hide these under your pillow.
Make them count. I'll be back in a week. Promise.
These are elementary schoolers! And they took his legs! I can't be part of this. No one should be a part of this. It's not enough to leave. The fact that anything like this could happen in a modern facility. Maybe it was naive to think that one case study could fix Stop. But if so, what then? What now? Oh God. September 9th. Case study report. I am absolutely appalled at the Youth Training and Development Initiative's decision to perform major amputee on trainee CO458. Improvements in synchronization rates are irrelevant. This technology was only ever intended to use in adults, save for rare exceptions. This relatively static state of adult bodies allow for easier construction of prosthetics, and only a mentally mature individual can reasonably be expected to endure the inevitable side effects of a cybernetic implantation. Let me be clear, rejection symptoms are not a risk, they are an inevitability. For all the advancements biotech have made over the past few decades, there's not been enough to stop the body from revolting against artificial neurons when they are stitched into muscle, or from realizing that the hunk of polyurethane and silicon in its skull are not part of its gray matter. Medications can suppress the body's immune response, and stave off seizures, but is a patch, not a long-term solution. Despite these facts, CO458 was approved for a full transfemoral amputation and implant preparation procedure. I cannot conceive of a scenario that justifies the callous removal of two completely healthy limbs from a young child. The fact remains that CO458's quality of life has been significantly impacted for no reason beyond YTDI's goals. If this is the level which the YTDI is allowed to conduct itself, then it's clear to me that Stop has become little better than its organization it once worked to quash. There is no theoretical threat or future crime that justifies what I have witnessed. If this is what my research is now supporting, then I would rather have never pursued it in the first place. They amputated his legs. They took his legs. As if stripping him of his name wasn't enough, they ripped his legs off his body. Why? Can't think of any good reason for this. Pavel, sunlight that he is, said they plan on to give him better ones. He even tried to prove it, in spite of the pain. The worst part is, it's not over. He hasn't graduated yet. Last time I tried to visit him, he'd been taken back for further processing. I had people find up from Syria, of all people. The guards barely seemed to care. Asking about his absence was like asking about garbage being taken out a day earlier. Someone else did the work, so they didn't need to know. They said all of this while looking at me with that expression they always wore on duty. Of one of malaise, one of superiority, of contempt. Funny how they pressed the kids to be silently smilingly obedient, while the adults look like bored children. When I entered the room, I noticed a distinct coldness in the air. The air, Shiria looked awful. Has she been eating properly? She seemed so frail. If she was taken to the operating table now, her chance of survival... I have to leave Stop, and the YTDI has to go with me. I don't want this, any of this, to be my legacy. Huh, as if... What's an academic supposed to do against an intergovernmental organization with unlimited resources and an ever-growing supply of cybernetic muscle? Maybe I can follow Iris's example. This case report will be my indictment of Stop. My voice should carry enough importance to damn it on my way out the door. But I've tried to make an impact with my exit instead of leaving quietly. What'll happen next? If I say anything about those cages, the kids will be kept in. The courts will bury me, and I'll have to hope that Stop doesn't single me out extrajudicially. And if they do, I'll have to kiss my future academic opportunities goodbye. But so what? They can't expect me to keep quiet after everything I've seen. That one conversation with Angie still makes my blood boil. We were observing a physical education class. The kids were told to run laps to a point of exhaustion, and knowing the YTDI, they probably were forced to run past that point for research purposes. While the teachers were tending to them, Angie leaned over and whispered to me, "Look how strong they're growing. Healthy and smart and tough as nails. Isn't it incredible?" Then she looked at the back ranks and soured, "But they're still stragglers. Gotta iron out all the kinks eventually." After she said that, she turned to me. "You know, if that squadron were enrolled in the public school, some public PSIG teacher would be coddling them by now. None of them would ever know how much they could achieve with just a little more pressure. With that, just one more push for someone who knows how much they can take." Back in school, I know this kid. Born with a hole in their heart, maybe a large ASD. They had it rough, but they persevered. Didn't pity themselves, had pride. But the teachers insisted on coddling them. Waiting on them hand and foot. Carrying their books, giving them extra exam time, letting them skip phys ed. The adults around them let their poor condition define their life. By the time we graduated, I barely recognized them. Ended up more ghost in person. If I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have let them fail themselves like that. Does she think we're still friends? Been speaking to her less and less. By now she's basically talking to herself. And I hate seeing her inner ugliness rear its head. As soon as Pavel's healthy enough to graduate, I'll make my move. But I'm not leaving Stop without him. D. I was dropping off it like stop him from drawing text in notebook. I got my they're making him suffer for no reason. I got my 2 weeks notice lined up with Pavel's estimated graduated. The moment he's out of the system, I'm taking him and leaving. Smartest thing you've said in a while. You have any concerns? It's possible that they won't let him graduate. Promises for services rendered doesn't mean people who mutilate children. If my case study is half as explosive as I'm hoping it to be, it's not the thing that Stop will let circulate for long. There are plenty of people out there willing to listen to you. Not after I slander an internationally beloved crime-fighting organization. We don't have friends and PR allies in the media. It'd be easy to bait me as another disgruntled former employee, disappointed in the lack of direction in her career and looking for a book deal. Sorry, Deidre? Was it? I wish I could tell you that won't happen. But even if things do go to shit on your end, allow me to give you a silver line. When Pavel gets out, and he will, you can bring him here. Aww! Iris. Once upon a time, it was a garage. Then it was an unrealized research lab with some living quarters. Now it's yours. It's no 5-star hotel, but it's not too bad this time of year. There's even a river nearby. I don't know what to say. You're just giving that to me? What'd you expect? I'm a wealthy woman with very few hobbies. Would have ended up renting it out even if I remembered it was there. Much better for the two of you to get some use out of it. Thank you, Iris. I really mean it. I already owe you so much. Hey, the place isn't that big. I'll keep that in mind. You better. I don't want to hear any complaints about it being cramped down the line. Stay safe, Deidre. I'll try. Please let me be okay. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Hi, Tailgater. It's been interesting. He cut off his legs. And what about Shiria?
Oh, D. There's a fire drill going on?
What? Oh, no, I was just looking for Pavel. Can't find him anywhere. Pavel? Who's? Oh. CO458. Well, it's okay. I'm certain he's around here somewhere. I mean, it's very safe here. It's not like he could have wandered off. Of course not. Yes, it's very safe here. I'm not convinced any of this is necessary. Talk about the processing? For starters. The post op is never gonna look pretty. You know that. But, like, there was never a need to cut off his legs. There was never a need. On soldiers, volunteers, adults. You can see the places we pulled these kids out of. Filthy, overcrowded, underfunded. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that, Tailgater. This facility is very clean and very well funded. Doesn't make it right. Whatever justifications you are, I'm not sure I appreciate your tone. We've been nothing but transparent with you from the beginning. We've given you complete access to our building, our resources, even our subjects. I had to fight for you, you know? That's why why wasn't I notified about Pavel's processing? Maybe you weren't on the right mailing list. There are no conspiracy here, D. Aw, I'm sorry. I hope he's well. Or I hope he gets well. You, of all people, have to know exactly what the initiative's goals are. MGI. Look, I'm not in a mood to argue medical ethics with you in the goddamn hallway. CO458's in recovery. He's fine. What? How?
This isn't some back alley surgeon for hire operation.
Yeah,
We know what
bullshit,
we're doing.
Angie.
Do you?
This is bullshit. I'm terrified. Oh god, your head, your hair, your eye, it's...
Dr. Deidre?
Deidre, that's what it was. Pavel, wait. I've got you. Just stay right there. Oh god. Has anyone been here to take care of you? Oh. Well. I think so. Shuria's been here at night a few times. Hasn't said much though. I pretend to be asleep because I think she might be scared of me now. She's probably worried about you. I'll go and talk to her, okay? Okay. Please take care of yourself. The last thing your family needs for both of you to be sick. Really really don't want to upset her. You don't have to worry about upsetting anyone, okay? You haven't done anything wrong. How are you feeling? I don't know. Tired and weird. It's alright. I'm scared. My graduation is soon and I'm scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. You're okay. I just want you to take care of yourself. What else they'll do to me? Just close your eyes for me, okay? Pavel? He's asleep. Oh! There. You're gonna tear him apart. Rearrange him again and again. Not just him. All the other trainees here. All the other children yet to come. Over and over and over. And for what? This is my fault. My research laid the foundation for this. My reputation funded this. I let this happen. I did this. There has to be something I can do. No. I have to do something. Something more than writing words on a goddamn page. And we're gonna blow the fucking facility up. That's it. I'll break him out. Prevent him from graduating. And burn this program down to the ground as we leave. At this point, this isn't even a call for justice. It's just plain cause and effect. Can we take Shiria with us? Shiria doesn't deserve this. Aw, thank you. Love you too. September 9th. I'm gonna destroy my life's work. They have to update their textbooks. A small footnote at the bottom of the index. On the bottom of the page, in the back of the index. Dr. Daria Destrange went on to commit multiple terrorist acts. We in no way, shape, or form approve of her, blah blah blah. Fine by me, so as long as they leave my name in. Curious kid might search for that crazy lady's name on the internet. Find a case report written by her and give it a read. Better a pariah who speaks the truth than a diligent researcher who can't stand a lookout. As I walk through the YTDI's halls, my stomach drops when I pass the spot I rig. Though the guards just stand around and glower at the kids, they're still combat-ready professionals. More than a match for little old me. They catch on to my plans, they could drop me before I could enter the building. Funny. I haven't feared others being able to hear my thoughts since I was in college. I remember feeling guilty when I learned about thermal runaway on lithium-ion batteries. When I realized how easily this knowledge could be reapplied, I was convinced that there was something wrong with me. Maybe I was right back then. Compared to my usual work, making bombs is dead simple. I spent most of my time planning how I'd space out the fertilizer purchases. Looking back on it, smuggling Pavel's snacks made a fine trial run. I have a surefire proof that the guards won't check me. So why am I so anxious? It's not my legacy. If it's not my legacy, it's not the process itself. Am I afraid what will happen to Pavel after all this? I can house him thanks to Iris. I have money. I can cook. But there's still so much I don't know about Pavel. How will I care for his medical needs? How will I educate him? Will freeing him doom him to a life in hiding? And Shiria, the other children, and the other poor soul, and every other poor soul that's been victimized by this program. Where will they go once I'm gone? Even if I could house them all, they wouldn't be free to leave. Not with Stop on their tail. I just have to move them from spacious cell to a cramped one. A cramped one next to a river. Still. I'll never forgive myself if I left Pavel behind. My research led to him getting hurt. I won't let that happen again. I've done all the planning I can. For now, I think a eulogy to a life of service is in order. To my colleagues, the good ones. I hope you've been working from home. To the rest, you've got no right to complain about what comes next. And to stop, this is war. Plant any more seeds and I'll salt the earth. D. Everything's packed up. Met with CO458 today. Engaged in normal conversation and activities with the subject. CO458 became tired shortly into the session, so the visit was cut short after about an hour. CO458's temperature and blood pressure appeared to be higher than normal levels during the visit, recommending an increase in immunosuppressant dosage. Recovery otherwise appears to be on pace with the expected timeline. Iris, you think I'm doing the right thing? I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to get Pavel out. Aren't you doing precisely that? Yes. But there's a growing list of asterisks. I can't save the other children. The numbers just don't work. How does that make you feel? Like garbage. Where will they go? They know nothing about the real world. Kids are tougher than you think. Not tougher than stop. You'd be surprised, they'll adapt. That doesn't make me feel any better. I doubt anything could right now. Yeah, I'm about to throw hands. How dare they do this to fucking Pavel? How dare they do this to the children? How dare they do this to Shiria? They're just children. What about confession? I wanted all this. The recognition, the respect, the budgets, the pay. You know, before I came to stop, I took 5 internships in one summer. Barely got my foot out the door before I added them to my CV and never looked back. And we all do. That's the game we play. I liked the game. I liked playing the game. I was good at it. And there's a sizable cowardly portion of me that doesn't want to give it up. I did. It's fucking massive, dude. You worry about Dr. Tan and the rest? Despite myself, yes. That's just kind of person you are. In case we don't get the chance to reconnect for a while, let me say this. Eventually, every system falls apart eventually. It's entropy. Forest fires are natural and healthy. Stop is no exception. If people are horrified by your findings and your methods, that's fine. That's for the best. They'll quit. They'll leave in droves. And you'll have gotten them out of a dark hole. And if I hurt people, then you'll just have to make up for it. I'll look at it in a bit. And the kids, they'll be strong. Even if their nuclei aren't cushy or clean, there'll be lives that they choose for themselves. Again, that's not reassuring. I know. Very little is right now. You have a lot to answer for, D. You're already a history maker. From here on, I'm sure you'll be making history in a good way. Try to remember that when you eat breakfast with Pavel. Then, is this goodbye? It has to be. But you'll be in my homes. I'll be there in some way. In fact, the sheets might still smell like me. Iris. Gross. Apologies, couldn't help myself. But you don't need me anymore. You'll do good. You always have. Thank you. Take care now. You're always my star pupil, Deidre. I trust you'll remember me as your mentor and friend. Hopefully when you're retired and peacefully bird watching. Goodbye. I'll miss you too, Dr. Kai. Let's do this! September 9th. A lot of shit going down on September 9th.
Hello, Pavel.
Oh, good afternoon, Dr. Daedra.
Feeling alright? Me? Me? Huh? Aw, thank you. Huh. It'll take a lot more than this to... It's okay. You can be honest. Did your graduate training not go well? Oh no. It was scary. Scary and confusing. Could you tell me what happened? What was the training like? Well, they've been running tests on the chip they put in my head. When it turns on, it's like my brain squeezed into a box or a minecart. It can only go on tracks. That does sound scary. Yeah. I had to do all these stupid reflex exercises. After that, they made me solve math problems and other dumb stuff. All I did looked at me over their clipboards and data pads. So far, I've been doing good. I was doing everything they wanted, even when it felt weird. It's like someone was looking over my shoulder. He was cybernetically enhanced against his will. Only that shoulder wasn't there and that somebody was me. And someone else was moving my body, speaking for me. Like it wasn't my body anymore. I was just so scared. It was gross and strange and... Deep breaths, Pavel. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I did something bad. I was upset. I couldn't help it. I couldn't. Pavel? Pavel? Oh my god. I got you, Pavel. I've got you. You're safe. I'm gonna call emergency services right now. You'll be okay, I promise. Shit. Shit. He's on his side and there's nothing in his way. I set a timer for 5 minutes. I've done everything I can. But why isn't the emergency call button working? I've worked for another trainee. I've seen it before. It worked for another trainee. I've seen it before. The maintenance team always checks it. Is there something wrong with this? No. They wouldn't. They wouldn't dare. Dr. Deidre?
Pavel? It's okay, Pavel. It's okay.
You had a seizure, but you're safe, and I cleaned you up. It's okay. Oh.
Why? Why did they do this to me? Why?
Oh no!
They want to hurt me. They want to punish me, don't they?
No!
I'm broken. That's why they want to fix me to be like the other kids.
No!
I can't stay alive and I never will. They're gonna keep taking me apart until I break. Taking me apart piece by piece like this forever.
Abel, you have to calm down for me, alright? You're gonna make yourself sick. Yeah, fucking hell.
But
It's okay. It'll be okay. It's over now. I'll make sure they don't hurt you anymore. I mean it. Okay. Okay. It's horrifying. This is human experimentation on children. Okay. I'm crying too, Deidre. I'm crying too, Dr. Deidre. I'm crying too. My model may be smiling, but there's pain behind the smile. I give Pavel a glass of water to sip. His hands are shaking, so I hold the water for him. After that, I help him to bed. I tuck him and wish him good night. Stroke the little amount of hair left on his head. Then, I close the door behind me and walk out of the room. The door behind me clicks shut. I don't have words to describe what I've just witnessed, but I don't need a 10-page paper to sum up what I feel. Disgust. They took away his medication. His medication! How in any world is this justifiable as a punishment? He could have died. Pavel gets hammered down because he sticks out, but any kid would do the same. If he's suffering like this, there's no doubt the other trainees are. I need to talk to Angie. Now. I can't believe she's overlooked this for so long. Before I leave for good, I need to look her in the eyes and try to make her see. I find Angie at the bridge, gazing at the courtyard below. She looks like she did the first day I came here. She hasn't changed at all. As I approach, she turns to give me an unreadable look. For a moment, I barely recognize her. For a moment, part of me wants to believe she's someone else entirely.
I imagine you're here to talk about C0458.
Weird to point out, but man, is also such a good, painful touch to never get over the look at his body and face. Horrifying leaves way too much DM. It really does, and I'm horrified by it. This is such a good series. Fuck, I can't wait till the third game. I pause. That was unusually direct of her. Because she knows! She knows what she's doing! What do you mean? It's the 21st century, D. We got cameras in every room. I suddenly remember Shiria. Her gazing up at the corner of the room. Her eyes dark and wide with fear. You were watching this whole time? She blinks. So you saw I called for help. You saw him go into a seizure because he wasn't given his medication. You don't know that. A lot of trainees hate taking it. They'll put it on their tongue or... That's bullshit and you know it. These are your precious test subjects. Invaluable troves of medical data. If you wanted to, you could get a doctor at any room in this building in seconds. What are you suggesting? It's not a suggestion. You're punishing him for what happened during his graduate training. There's a long silence. The tension in the air twists my stomach into knots. She's choosing her next words carefully, tasting in her mouth, rolling them around like a boiled sweet. Nostalgia laughs for a moment, a warm pull at the back of my mind. She used to do this before her research presentations. Worrying the inside of her cheek as she weighted my feedback. Maybe you're right. But does it matter, D? She doesn't look back. Excuse me? Does what happened to C0458 matter that much? Once he passes graduate training, he's got a stable career set up ahead of him. He won't want for food, housing, or guidance. I can't believe what I'm hearing. In exchange for his legs? His brain? His individuality? Visuality?
What are you, a teenager?
I'm sorry?
Everyone's gotta grow up sometime.
I bite down on my tongue. As much as I want to, cursing her won't get me anywhere.
What's happening isn't complicated, D. You've gotten too attached to your subject of research. You've lost sight of your objectivity.
He's a child!
That's all. Happens to the best of us sometimes. Even you.
She turned back to look at me, but she isn't seeing me. She's done talking. The feeling's mutual. They want everyone to be the same and fit into a formula. So fucking bad. They want to create mindless employees that don't even think for themselves. Early in the day, I printed out my case study. I intended to go through it with a red pen. That night, I fed it to the shredder, page by page. Months of work, gone in moments. It was the best I felt in ages. October 1st. Fuck the research. Burn down the entire thing. Matter of minutes, I'm going to burn down my entire career. Maybe it's fitting that the planning reminded me of how I designed my first cybernetic hand, linking each step to the next like titanium phalanges. While I filed documents, I studied the blind spots in security. I learned where patrols didn't visit as often, where security cameras didn't cover the whole room. I participated in fire drills to search for evacuation routes, so I can avoid them. Fighting against the YTDI's electronic security was almost easier. Stopping rebels and terrorists back in Stop's heyday has given me a healthiest perspective of tech security. DNA signatures, like the ones attached to our keycards, could be spoofed. An electric lock was useless once you cut its power. As I went through every step, I expected someone to stop me. A guard who'd catch me leaving packages in a dark corner, or a lab tech who'd find the files I was taking out suspicious. But no one noticed. Even when I slipped into the security room to inject a virus into their system, I told the staff I was doing an inspection. They looked the other way. Maybe maybe they'll live hand-to-mouth lives. Maybe they'll hate the YTDI as much as I do, and want to see it burn to the ground. Whatever the truth is, I'm not interested in psychoanalyzing the lower-level staff. I have one job, and I tend to see it through. Burn it down. Burn it down. Burn it down. Getting to Pavel will be simple. I'll enter his room through a small door in the back. No one will suspect me. They'll think I'm conducting another checkup. Another inane interview to pad out my case study. Escaping will be a much more complicated task. The security cameras are disabled. The safety alarms rewired. And the escape routes plotted. If things go pear-shaped, there's the pyrotechnics I set up ahead of time. But once I trigger the siren, I can't predict who or what'll get in the way. My heart's pounding feverishly. My brain swirling with phases and countermeasures and backups. I'm painfully aware of every step and every breath I take. Because once I open the dorm room door, there's no going back. No, we know it's gonna succeed because the sequel exists. Or not sequel, but like the first game exists. I still have a way out. I can leave this behind and go back to my old life. Cut ties would stop quickly. Retire quietly to a bucolic existence with honors and accolades to my name. Bury my regret and rage in the back of a well-tended flower bed. But if don't open this door, Pavel will continue suffering. He might not survive graduation. Even if he does, he'll become a nameless drone, a shell of the person marching through life armed with clockwork thoughts and a plastic smile. I can't abandon him. Bye, Tailgater. I hope you feel better. Not to that. Pavel? I'm gonna come closer, okay? Is he even there? Dr. Deidre? I'm hugging you back. Now listen to me very carefully. I want to give you something. Oh. Wait, is it another snack? It's better.
Pavel,
Do you want
control?
control over what? Your future. I've never really thought about my future. Would you like to? You can take your time. I understand that I'm asking. Yeah.
I do, Dr. Deidre. I want control.
Then take the switch and press the button. As soon as you do, you'll be free.
Let's go.
Yes! Burn it down! Burn it to the ground! I take Pavel by the hand and gently guide him out of bed. As his legs clack against the tile, he wobbles. Do you need help? I ask quietly. We have a lot of ground to cover, and every second's crucial. But if he's in pain... It's okay, Pavel responds. It clearly takes some effort, but he grins up at me. What better way to get used to these legs than a prison break? Despite everything, I chuckle. In pursuit of the pulses of the siren, I hear the hurried footsteps of staff and trainees rushing down the hallway. I take his hand and we walk through the door I came through. Neither of us look back. The back hall of the dormitory is empty. The alarm lights in the walls blink angry red as confused personnel jog past us on the way to the emergency stairwell. We walk at first. I try to keep my hammering heart is under control as we round the hallway. We're still too visible. I can't help but imagine a security officer behind every door we pass. I squeeze Pavel's hand tighter as he squeezes it back. His steps are shaky. They shouldn't be. Those idiots in processing couldn't even be bothered to calibrate his motors right. But he's stable. In spite of everything he's been through, he's keeping pace with me. Then I see it. An imposing door with a small blinking key reader beside it. An exit out of the dormitories. Past it lay the operating facilities and engineering. Beyond that, the shipping and receiving bay. And further still, the garage door. Our way out. Normally, this part of the facility would be swarming with initiative personnel. But with the alarms are triggered, all of them should have evacuated to the opposite side of the building. I don't even swipe my car. The latch clicks open when I push it. Suddenly, my steps are faster, my heartbeat louder, and before I know it, I'm running. Pavel trips on the first step, and we nearly crash into each other's crisps and hell. But we run, hand in hand, past the operating rooms and the offices, security systems, and open the security shutters until, without warning, Pavel's legs buckle. They crumple under him, like wet paper sending him sprawling. I fall to my knees beside him and struggle to pull him upright. "What's happening, Pavel asked. I can't answer him. My eyes go to his legs. The lights are still on. The battery hasn't run out, but they're not responding to him. I can see he's trying to move what's left of his legs, and cybernetics won't react. My eyes stop at the stop logo on his ankle. I look up the shutter we pass. Security camera blinking on it. Shit, I breathe. Dr. Deidre? I almost want to laugh as my mounting panic threatens to overtake me. Anti-theft measures. They don't want anyone taking Stop's property outside the building. I hear yelling echoing back down the hallway as we came through, distant but growing louder. They know where we are. "What should we do?" Pavel asked, his voice wavering. "Dr. Deidre, I don't want to..." "Sit still." Quickly, I move to detach his legs. I leave him on the ground, sweep him into my arms, and bolt. He clings to me, fingernails digging into my back through my clothes. His left arm dangles out of my grasp. He's light, far lighter than he should be. As I run for the exit, I squeeze him as hard as close to me as I can. Security shuttle slums in front of me. I turn to pivot. But more come down through hallway, falling into place as heavy as tombstones. Damn it. Damn it! I bat about a scream. I try to focus on facts. Security's at my back. I can hear them getting closer. Combat boots on tile, heavy and hurried. With every second I sit here panicked and paralyzed, they stomp closer to us. I squeeze my eyes shut. Feel cold steel gun barrels at my back. Cuffs, bindings, straitjackets. Pavel ripped from my arms. Disposed of as defective goods or reprogrammed into an ideal product. I can't bear that thought. I reach to my lab coat, pull out a second switch, and press it. Yes! 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 Woo! Yes! Blow it up! The explosions rip through the hall with a force unlike anything I've ever felt before. They tear through the shutter, blasting me with heat and smoke and debris that nicks my cheeks. I run right through it as more explosions go off through this facility, my hidden bombs going off like exothermic dominoes. A burst of red binding heat sears my right side, probably a scattering shrapnel. I push through the pain, running as fast as I can. My ears ring. My muscles scream. My throat stings. All that there is heat, ash, and pain. Till, finally... Yes! Yes! Yes, Deidre! Go! Go, Dr. Deidre! We reach the light. What a queen! What a queen! We stand her! We stand her so hard! Burn the place down! Wow. I can't believe I actually made it. Pavel, you think we're... Pavel? Pavel? Oh, God. Your arm, it's all
Pavel, please.
Blue.
What?
The sky.
Oh,
It's so blue.
no! Ah! Look what they did to my boy! I haven't seen it in so long.
You're hurting. Please don't push yourself. You're already bleeding so much.
But I'll live. I'm no longer there.
Oh,
I'm free now.
Yes. Yes,
you're free.
you are.
Like, that's the kind of thing I'm worried about. The arm, yeah, I'm worried about the arm. I want him to live. He better live. You're free now. You're free now. I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm so glad they're free. I feel so guilty for I feel so bad that Dr. Destrange is gone now, but at least he's free. At least he's free still. It was his birthday. Happy birthday. It was his birthday. Technically it was the month after his birthday, but fuck my eyes. Extras. We're good. Okay, I guess that's the end. Hold on. Thanks so much for joining me for the pain train. Next stream will be a lot more lightheaded. I'm doing okay. I'm just happy he's free a month after his birthday. But I'm very excited for the next game to come. Next stream will be a Wednesday. It will definitely be a more lighthearted stream than this. But I hope you guys will look forward to it anyway. But for now, I'll see you guys next time. Or wait, hold on. Is anyone live? I'll just rate them. Wait. I'll see you guys. Oh, thanks for the headbands. See you next time. Bye.